as little as possible. I work out as much as Penny works out.
It is fascinating that love stories often capture the world's imagination. Still, few are as romantic as that of Donald Trump and a former Miss Universe. Their story is full of beauty and admiration, from his involvement in beauty pageants to his rise to stardom and public recognition. However, aside from this rosy love life, some dark secrets in Donald's life have attracted attention. What is the real story behind his love story with the former Miss Universe? Are there dark secrets about Donald Trump that the world is yet to know? How about his children's life today? Stay tuned and follow this video to the end for shocking revelations. Donald and the beauty pageant. As the world evolves into a global society filled with advanced technology, some barbaric practices are now being seen differently, raising concern and prompting worry. Ivanka Trump, Donald's first daughter, became the cynosure of all eyes since she decided to not just be a daughter to her father, but a business partner and personal assistant. However, something did not seem right between them. There was a time when Donald publicly remarked about Ivanka's physique, which attracted attention. It is right to praise your daughter's beauty as a father, but Donald's comments seemed too extreme. He even said that if he had met his daughter before meeting her mother, he might have married her instead. Although he sounded sarcastic, the media and press people misinterpreted this and began posting some unrealistic content about Donald and Ivanka having a secret affair. Before concluding this, let us take our minds down memory lane and see Donald's attitude toward women during his youthful days, particularly with the former Miss Universe. How did they meet? Was their relationship more of a platonic one? Or was there more to the story? According to history, Donald Trump co-owned the Miss Universe organization, including the Miss Universe USA and Miss Teen USA pageants from 1996 to 2015. He used his beauty pageants to boost his business interests abroad. It was rumored that during this period, Donald casually visited the contestants while they conducted their final rehearsals, and even had an affair with some of the contestants as well. However, these claims were baseless, as there was no tangible evidence concerning Donald's involvement in mistreating young women. However, in an interview, Donald Trump spoke about inspecting contestants' dressing rooms before the event began, recalling how he could enter these private spaces as the pageant owner to ensure everything was okay, and accidentally bumped into undressed women, but disclaimed the accusation of having any carnal knowledge of his contests. Subsequently, former Miss Universe Alicia Machado attracted attention when she spoke of what transpired between herself and Donald, describing this incident as unforgettable and painful. What happened? When it comes to participating in a beauty contest, some criteria need to be considered, including the general physique. There is this belief that in a beauty pageant, the lady needs to be slim, tall, and bold. Alicia was lacking in one of these criteria. It all began in 1996 when Alicia, a Venezuelan beauty queen, won the title of Miss Universe, a feat not easily achieved given the competition and favoritism in a beauty contest. However, despite this victory, things began falling apart during her reign. It was reported that the young girl faced public humiliation and segregation from Donald Trump, who owned the organization at that time. In an interview a few years ago, Alicia disclosed that following her victory, Donald suddenly began criticizing her physical appearance, turning her into a ridiculous target because she had added weight and had a lot of acne on her face. Sadly, he reportedly called her Miss Piggy to mock her weight and Miss Housekeeping, a derogatory reference to her Latin American heritage. That was not all. Donald further worsened the situation by inviting reporters, the paparazzi, and camera crews to observe Alicia. At the same time, she exercised at the gym, forcing her into a public display of weight loss. Feeling discriminated against and broken, Alicia describes the experience as degrading, saying she felt like an object of public scrutiny rather than a respected individual with human rights. Also, the media spectacle embarrassed her internationally and left lasting emotional scars. Some years later, Alicia revealed that Donald's treatment contributed to her struggles with eating disorders, depression, isolation, and low self-esteem. She said the humiliation she endured during her time as Miss Universe was a traumatic period in her life. She weighed about 118 pounds when she was crowned Miss Universe. Then, a few months later, it was reported that she weighed up to 170 pounds, approximately 77 kilograms. Fortunately, her story gained renewed attention during the 2016 United States presidential campaign when Hillary Clinton highlighted it as an example of Trump's disrespectful behavior toward women. In response, Trump doubled down on his criticism, defending his actions and attacking Machado's character. The controversy sparked widespread discussions about body shaming, misogyny, and the mistreatment of women in positions of visibility. Meanwhile, Alicia, on the other hand, used her platform to raise awareness about the harmful effects of public humiliation and the importance of self-acceptance. Given that many young girls have been degraded because of their size and facial features and may develop low self-esteem. As a result, her story continues to serve as a warning about the power dynamics in fields that place a premium on physical appearance and the necessity of challenging damaging social norms. Trump's relationships, marriages, and involvement in politics. According to the report and Donald's interviews with some TV hosts, it was disclosed that his relationships and marriages over the past 3 decades made headlines, gaining criticism and admiration. Starting from the beginning, Donald met and fell in love with Ivana Trump during the preface of his journey to build a real estate empire. Ivana was a divorcee who had a lot of unsuccessful relationships with men during her youth and was already in another relationship with someone else when she met Donald. Donald, on the other hand, imagined a bright future with Ivana and was not the type of guy who would accept defeat when it came to the game of love. He played his cards well in subsequent months by sending her 100 roses, calling her tirelessly even after she went back to Montreal and treating her to expensive dinners. As the adage goes, you try until you resolve in your mind that you will never give up. Donald kept chasing after Ivana until eventually, his persistence paid off. Ivana could no longer deny the connection and game he was playing when he surprised her by attending one of her runway shows during Christmas in Canada. She kept blushing as she walked down the stairs and could not hide her happiness to see Donald. Interestingly, Trump invited her to Aspen for a vacation trip that sealed their fate. Donald boldly declared as the snow fell on New Year's Eve. He said to her, "If you do not marry me, you will ruin your life." Ivana thought of the guy she was already having an affair with and finally concluded that she would end the relationship since it was not serious. Due to Trump's seriousness, maturity, and dedication, she broke up with the guy and agreed to marry him, making Trump feel accomplished. Without hesitation, the marriage date was fixed. On the 9th of April, 1977, at the iconic Marble Collegiate Church in New York City, Donald and Ivana exchanged vows on the anointed altar and were pronounced husband and wife, as the ring slipped onto her finger and they walked down the altar. Ivana Trump was entering not only marriage, but also a world of power, wealth, and relentless ambition. After the wedding, the couple traveled to Mexico for their honeymoon. By 31st December of the same year, she gave birth to their first child, Donald Jr., marking the beginning of their family dynasty. However, her marriage to Donald was not just about family. It was about business, politics, power, and prestige, which she had to prepare for. Ivana found herself playing not just the role of a wife, but also a supportive facilitator of Donald's expanding real estate empire. Through her husband's appointment, she stopped modeling and became the vice president of interior design at the Commodore Hotel, which later became the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Ivana did an excellent job as the vice president. Her touch was everywhere. She did not just decorate, but created a luxurious atmosphere that became synonymous with the Trump brand. Interestingly, their decision to become business partners was intimidating because Ivana was not just behind the scenes. She was at the forefront. Especially after the development of the Trump Tower, her influence was undeniable in the sleek, opulent interiors that became the structure's hallmark. However, her most significant achievement was her role as president of the Plaza Hotel, where her vision and leadership transformed the plaza into a symbol of New York elegance. Ivana had mind-blowing innovative ideas that, when realized, produced fantastic results. By the late 1980s, with the involvement of 2 more children named Eric and Ivanka, The strain of their high-profile lives started becoming visible despite their successful careers. The holiday period of 1989 was supposed to be a time of celebration and vacation, but instead, it turned into a turning point. Donald was having an affair with an American actress and TV presenter named Marla Maples. During the Aspen vacation, Ivana coincidentally met Marla, and the confrontation was anything but private. Those who witnessed the event recounted the tension-filled encounter, which immediately became the topic of headlines in the media. Ivana had a reputation for public comportment, but could not hide the pain of betrayal. The marriage, formerly seen as a strong bond, began to unravel mysteries under the weight of scandal and public scrutiny. Despite the efforts made to cover up what was happening on the inside for the sake of the 3 kids, the damage was done. According to a reliable source, by February 1990, the situation worsened. Donald locked Ivana out of her office at the Plaza Hotel, which was a pointer that their marriage was crumbling. Following this issue, legal battles over their prenuptial agreement began. And of course, the media was not left out, as they gladly jumped on this opportunity to get involved. This was not even enough. In October of that same year, Ivana's father, Milos, tragically passed away. Milos was a great companion, advisor, friend, and father to Ivana, and she could not bear the gravity of his loss. She cried bitterly and forgot about her marriage issue with Trump. Donald, on the other hand, who became fond of his father-in-law, was cut to the heart when he heard the news. He stood by Ivana's side and tried to console her, just when everyone thought Ivana and Donald had settled their disagreements. Given the way Donald consoled Ivana during her father's funeral, a few weeks after the funeral, the couple continued their legal issue, and this time, it was intense. Ivana accused Donald of mistreatment, adding more fuel to the fire. She later filed for a divorce, stating clearly that she was tired of Donald's behavior with other women and could not stand the shame anymore. Fortunately, after some documents were signed, the court granted their divorce. Donald Trump later married his mistress Mara Maples in 1993 in an extravagant ceremony in the grand ballroom of the Plaza Hotel. Ivana did not seem bothered because she walked away with a substantial settlement of $14 million, $650,000 per year for child support, their Connecticut home, a flat in Trump Tower, and 1 month a year at Mar-a-Lago. Most people rumored that Ivana had accepted Trump's proposal to marry because of his wealth and used the divorce as an excuse to get his money. What do you think about this? However, after the divorce and the court's decision, Ivana and Trump still found a way to coexist. They were still a family and had 3 kids to show for it. So over time, their relationship softened, and Ivan's presence at Trump's presidential inauguration in 2017 was proof to their ability to put their differences aside for the sake of their children. Donald respected Ivana's opinions for all his faults and sought her counsel, even during his presidency. Marla Maples, the woman behind Ivana and Donald's broken marriage, expressed her regrets, hoped for Ivana's forgiveness, and emphasized her strong desire for peace. Unfortunately, this second union was short-lived. After Maples gave birth to their daughter Tiffany, her relationship with Donald became rocky. Donald filed for a divorce 3 years after their marriage, which was later granted in court. Since their union was less than 5 years, Maples received only $2 million. She later auctioned off her Harry Winston tiara, engagement ring, and wedding gown to generate funds. 1 year after the divorce, Donald met model Melania at a party in New York City and was captivated by her amazing physique. The two started dating and finally exchanged vows in 2005 at Bethesda by the Sea Episcopal Church in Palm Beach, FLA. On the 20th of March 2006, Donald and Melania celebrated the arrival of their son, Barron Trump, a name Donald had long envisioned for a child. In the years that followed, Melania chose to keep a low profile, focusing on raising Barron away from the spotlight. While nurturing her son, she maintained independence, pursuing her business ventures while supporting Donald's endeavors. In 2015, Donald revealed his intention to run for president of the United States. While he embarked on the campaign trail, Melania largely stayed behind, dedicating her time to raising Barron. Despite her limited public appearances, she clarified that she was 100% supportive of her husband's ambitions. Successfully, Donald officially became president in 2017, and Melania made history as the first foreign-born First Lady since 1829. She expressed her desire to stand apart from previous First Ladies, with plans to focus on helping women, children, and various charities. Initially, Melania remained in New York City while Barron finished the school year, eventually joining Donald at the White House. Throughout Donald's contentious presidency, Melania largely stayed out of the public eye. She occasionally appeared at events or traveled with Donald, but the couple kept their relationship private. This dynamic shifted in 2018 when reports emerged alleging Donald had paid adult film star Stormy Daniels $130,000 before the election to silence claims of an affair that reportedly occurred in 2006, just months after Barron's birth. Around the same time, former Playboy playmate Karen McDougal claimed to have had a relationship with Donald from June 2006 to April 2007. However, the White House firmly denied the allegations. Though sources revealed she was deeply unhappy, Melania refrained from addressing the reports directly, describing her life as a 24/7 tornado. She was said to sleep in a separate bedroom from Donald and maintained an independent lifestyle. A longtime friend of Donald claimed the couple spent very little to no time together, though Melania's spokeswoman, Stephanie Grisham, later denied these claims. It is evident that from inception, Donald Trump had issues with women, so this issue with Stormy Daniels did not come as a surprise to many. Since leaving the White House in early 2021, Melania Trump has largely stayed out of the public eye, choosing to avoid discussions about her husband's legal issues. The family relocated to the Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, where Melania kept a low profile and dedicated herself to raising Barron, whom she considers her top priority. Unfortunately, Donald's ex-wife, Ivana Trump, passed away in 2022 after a brief sickness. Donald attended her funeral in the company of Melania, Trump Jr., Ivanka, Eric, Tiffany, Barron, Vanessa Trump, and the citizens who came to mourn the demise of former President Trump's ex-wife. Away from that, in 2023, a source revealed that Melania felt at peace living at Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by supportive individuals who avoided negative conversations about her husband or their family. However, she reportedly remains angry about the alleged hush money scandal and continues to avoid discussing it altogether. Her involvement in Donald's 2024 presidential campaign was limited. She made a rare public appearance with him in March and later attended the Republican National Convention in July, where she chose not to deliver a speech. Following Donald Trump's recent appointment as president, Melania is returning to the White House. Over the next 4 years, she plans to split her time between Washington, D.C., New York City, and Palm Beach to manage her priorities alongside her responsibilities as First Lady, Donald's children and grandchildren today. Donald Trump is the 47th President of the United States. He was inaugurated on the 20th of January 2025, marking the beginning of his second non-consecutive term in office. The president is widely recognized for impacting politics, business, and entertainment. However, beyond his professional achievements, Donald is also a father of 5 children and the proud grandfather of 10 grandchildren. His family plays an important role in carrying on his legacy, both in business and public life. His children have carved out a unique path over the years, adding various ways to the family's influence. As the Trump family continues to grow with the addition of grandchildren, the legacy of this influential family is set to last for generations. Donald Trump Jr., the firstborn son of Donald and Ivana Trump, was born on the 31st of December, 1977. From an early age, Donald Jr. was involved in the Trump Organization, learning the ropes of business under his father's guidance. Amazingly, he contributed significantly to the growth of the family's real estate business. However, his career extended beyond the limits of their family business. Donald Jr. rose to prominence in his father's political campaigns and has remained well known in the political community. According to a verified source, he is known for his outspoken views and commitment to conservative values, making him a key supporter of Republican causes. Donald Jr. married Vanessa Hayden in 2005, and they have 5 children: Kai, Chloe, Donald John III, Tristan, and Spencer. These young children are growing up in the spotlight and becoming familiar faces at public events. Given the Trump family's tradition of involvement in business and politics, it seems likely that they will follow in their father's footsteps and become influential figures in the future. Ivanka Trump, born on the 30th of October 1981, is the second and most cherished child of Donald and Ivana Trump. Ivanka has been one of the most prominent members of the Trump family, not just because of her work in the family business, but also due to her political involvement. During her father's presidency in 2016, Ivanka served as a senior advisor, working on women's empowerment, economic development, and workforce reform. Her role in the White House allowed her to gain national recognition. She was even referred to as Trump's handbag because she was Trump's only child, who solidly stood by him throughout his political career. Before her political career, Ivanka was an accomplished businesswoman in her own right. She launched a successful fashion line and was an executive at the Trump Organization. Ivanka married Jared Kushner, a businessman and investor who also played a central role in her father's administration. They have 3 children: Arabella Rose, Joseph, and Theodore. As Ivanka and Jared continue to maintain their high-profile careers, it is clear that their children are growing up in a politically and publicly engaged world. Like their mother, these children will likely carry on the Trump legacy in the future, whether in business, politics, or public life. Also, Eric Trump, born on the 6th of January 1984, is the 3rd child of Donald and Ivana Trump. Eric has primarily focused on the Trump Organization, where he works alongside his brother, Donald Jr., in managing the family's real estate projects. Though he has kept a lower profile than his siblings, Eric has strongly advocated for his father's political campaign and has played a supporting role in the family's business ventures. Eric married Laura Yunaska, a television producer, in 2014. Luke and Carolina Dorothy are the couple's 2 kids. As they get older, it is anticipated that the children of Eric and Laura will contribute significantly to the Trump family's future because they are growing up in a family with a rich history. While Eric tends to stay out of the spotlight more than his older siblings, his children are sure to make their mark in the public sphere in the years to come. Going forward, Donald and his second wife, Marla Maples, welcomed Tiffany Trump into the world on the 13th of October, 1993. Like her stepbrother Eric, Tiffany has always maintained a lower public profile than her siblings. After completing her studies at Georgetown University Law Center, Tiffany decided to focus on her career in law and advocacy. While she is not as involved in the Trump Organization as her older siblings, she has still carved out a niche, choosing to make a name in a separate field from the family business. Tiffany married Michael Boulos, a businessman from Nigeria, and the couple welcomed their first child a few days after Donald's inauguration. Although Tiffany has kept her life more private, the birth of her first child signals her growing presence within the family. The youngest child of Donald and his 3rd wife, Marla Maples, Barron Trump, was born on the 20th of March 2006. Barron has largely remained out of the public eye, as his parents have worked hard to protect his privacy. Unlike his older siblings, Barron has not yet taken on a public role, and there has been less media attention surrounding him. However, Barron has been seen attending events with his family and is slowly becoming a more visible member of the Trump family. As Barron matures, it is unclear what path he will take, but he will likely become more involved in the family business or public life, just as his siblings have. The Trump family is one of the world's most well-known families, and their influence spans generations. From Donald Trump Jr. to Barron Trump, each child has contributed significantly to the Trump legacy in their way. As the grandchildren grow older, they will likely continue to shape the future of the Trump name. The arrival of Tiffany's baby only adds to the growing Trump family, ensuring that the family's impact on business and politics will continue for many years. With the Trump name carried on by his children and grandchildren, the Trump family will remain a major force in American life. As the next generation matures, they are expected to take on important roles in the public and private sectors, continuing the work their father and grandfather started. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Before you go, click the links on your screen for more videos like this.